This week's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/DJForceX. There are over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. This episode of the DJ Force X podcast is proudly sponsored by Fixed. Fixed is a fan and artist-friendly independent record label that specialises in hybrid electronic rock. It's home to the likes of Celduella, Blue Starly, I Will Never Be the Same, Richie Nix, The Algorithm, Voicians, CD Akira, and a whole bunch more. Check out their latest label sampler for just $1 at their official store, fixedstore.com. That's FIXT store.com. Save 10% off your first order by using my coupon code FORCEX. That's FORCEX. They have loads of shirts, hoodies, stickers, posters, and many other accessories for all their artists, and this is available worldwide with fantastic international shipping rates to go with that. So head over to fixedstore.com and check them out. And don't forget, use my coupon code FORCEX. Hello and welcome to the DJ Force X podcast episode 50. Yeah! Sorry. Episode 50. We reached the half century. How fantastic is that? And what a way to celebrate that than with two lovely people. I have Zan and Tamia from the Lounge Kittens on this show now. They have a new album out now. It is called Sequins and C-Bombs. You can get it via their website, or any good digital stockist will have it. So that's your usual, your iTunes, your Amazon, your Google, all that kind of good stuff. Check it out. Go stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, anything. Go listen to it. Give them some feedback. It's a great album. It's got some fantastic tracks on there. And also, if you get a chance, check out their EP. We do talk about it in the interview. It's called Just the Tip. It was out last year. And it's got some fantastic covers on there as well. So yeah, check that out. Check out my new radio show. It's the other thing I need to check out from stumbling here. Check out my new radio show. It's called DJ Force X in Conversation. It is kind of a music-based version of this show, in as much as I'm playing the interviews that I get for this show, but I'm allowed to put music on there because it's the radio and they have their licensing. I don't have licensing for this one apart from my own music that I put on here. Yeah, check that out. It's on every Sunday, 6 p.m. UK time on TotalRock.com. Check out my other radio show where I can play music all the time, which is Crossing the Streams, again, on Total Rock, 11 p.m. on Tuesdays. That is UK time. That is 6 p.m. US East Coast time. And it also goes out on the mix.fm on Saturdays at midnight as well. So I've got a lot going on that front. Everything else is kind of groovy. If we can, that was what I was going to ask you. Yes, reviews of the show, of the podcast. Please, if you get the chance, go on iTunes, leave a 5-star review. If you're enjoying these interviews, enjoying the people I'm speaking to, all that kind of stuff. And that would be a great help to me, a great help to all the bands that I've got coming up on the show, and past ones as well, because I've noticed when it picks up, a lot of people download the previous episodes as well. So, yeah, if you could do that for me, that would be fantastic. Apart from everything else, it's all gravy. It's all gravy. So I'm going to leave you with this interview. So this is Zan and Tamia from the Lounge Kittens. Enjoy. I'd like to welcome to this week's show. I have some very special guests. I have Zan and Tamia from the Lounge Kittens. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problems. Pleasure's all over here. So, yeah, welcome to my show. How are you doing today?
We're doing good. Super good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, just to give some people some background on the Lounge Kittens themselves, could you give us a bit of the origin story?
Oh, well, we all met in Southampton in the UK, and we met through a choir that Jen, the red kitten,
the missing one. She's not here.
She's not here. She used to lead choirs with the rock choir, and we were all members of the choir basically, and we didn't talk to each other for a good few years of being in a choir together.
Yeah, Zan sung the high bits on one side of the room and I was in the basses on the other side of the room. And so for like 2 years, we were looking at each other wistfully across the hall thinking, oh, that person looks really cool. I'm going to talk to them. And then not having the guts to go and do it for ages, which is stupid.
Until one day when we did have the guts and we all went out for some drinks, and the girls drunkenly at the end of the evening, they'd already had the idea for the band. And they said, oh, you should be a Lounge Kitten.
In that voice as well. More slurry.
And I was like, what's that?
But you just said yes. You said yes without even knowing. You're like, that sounds great. I want to be a Lounge Kitten.
The rest is history. We started doing we started putting some songs together and doing a few little gigs here and there, and then we made the music video for our cover of Rollin' by Limp Bizkit and put it on the internet, and then it all went from there, basically.
Yeah, that's when everything kicked off, really.
Cool. So what made you pick like a lounge covers band, if you will?
I don't know. I think the plan was originally when Jen and I were talking about doing something together, we wanted to do something that was fun. And I wanted to do something that was going to be quite rude, but it's also quite fun. So when we were talking about like doing covers and just sort of seeing if we could pick up a couple of gigs here and there, I was like, no, we should do songs that nobody else is covering in like this style. Like we should do stuff that's more fun to like do stuff that we like to listen to anyway, rather than just kind of do the normal kind of generic cover of songs that end up in people's set lists.
So it's all stuff that we like to cover, and the 3-part harmony thing is just how we can make music together, basically. So it's so much more about our personalities and how the humour blends than really than anything else.
I mean, I heard last year I did hear your EP that you released, Just the Tip.
Oh yeah.
I really like the Sean Paul medley you did on that one.
Nice.
It was really cool. Obviously,
it's an epic, isn't it? It's quite long.
Yes. Yeah, it's a long one, but it was thoroughly enjoyable. So
it's a wild card, though. That's so many people's favourite, and people who, like real rockers and metalers and people that maybe don't even really think they know who Sean Paul is, or they're all like, oh, we don't know any of his songs. Turns out you do.
You know all of them, probably.
Yes, they're always there in the background, subliminary. Always there. When I was living in England, it was on the radio, so I always knew who Sean Paul was. But I was very much into the rock and metal scene. So
of course,
like you said, it kind of people do know it, but they don't admit to it as such. So
I totally became a fan of Sean Paul by accident. Like at the time, I remember thinking like, what is this? And now like. Later on, it's whenever I hear it, it makes me so happy because it's all the nostalgia, and I kind of gave up trying to be cool with the music I listen to and just enjoy the stuff that I like, and it's so much fun.
That is the key. You just got to give up your what you think is like a kind of dignity thing, but it's not. It's just,
they don't get any of that with the Lounge.
No, that went out the window a long time ago.
Excellent. Because on that same EP, you've already mentioned the Limp Bizkit cover of Rollin', which is very good. You also did Andrew WK's Party Hard, which again was fantastic. I really enjoyed that one. Big fan of Andrew WK here, so hearing that in the kind of lounge style was very cool. You did a cover of Slipknot Duality, Glory Hole by Steel Panther, and Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. All those were really a lot of fun as well, and it's just a great little EP. So bringing it to today, you've got your new album due to drop in about a week and a half, correct?
Yeah, we're so excited to finally be able to release it.
Nice, and it's called Sequins and C-Bombs. And you funded that via the Pledge Music campaign.
We did.
So is that
amazing people?
Yeah,
from brilliant fans who were just like so much more enthusiastic. Like I think we were hoping like I think we can do it. I think we can get the funding that we need, and then
they've just blown it out of the water. It's hit 215% today on the campaign target. So.
Bonkers, it's absolutely bonkers.
Excellent. I mean that's awesome. So is it with the pledge campaigns? I've never done one. I've donated to a few of them. But is it like generally a self-release? Would you class that as, or have you got a company or distribution behind it?
No, we're doing it all.
Okay.
We've been packaging up CDs today. We're at my house at the moment. My house is stacked high with CDs and T-shirts and things ready to go out and play.
You've got to walk through the corridors sideways because there's so many boxes everywhere. You can't you can't turn the right way around.
We're doing it all. We've not worked with a label. Well, we have our own. It's called Great Records.
Cool.
And it's great.
It's great.
And yeah, so basically it's all us. Every side of it has come via one of us.
Okay, cool. Excellent. So with this album, I've heard a couple of tracks from it already. You've covered Poison by Alice Cooper,
Yes.
which is a great cover. And the last one I heard was the Africa, the Toto cover, which again was a good cover. So what can people expect from this album? Have you released the track listing yet?
We have released the track listing, yeah. We couldn't keep that under our hats forever. You can expect more variety.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of silliness on there as well. Like the two you've mentioned there are sort of kind of a couple of the more serious songs in the album, but there's some really silly stuff on there. But it's all, in art, relatively technically difficult, and we're all very proud of it, and there's a lot of work that's gone into it, but there's some really, really fun stuff. Sister of a Down, there's some Usher on there as well.
There
bit
is.
Of that, bit of House of Pain.
Yeah, a bit of Marilyn Manson. A bit of The Prodigy. We've really pushed ourselves with the album, and there's a lot of surprises on the album as well. Lots of things that we've never done live or never done in the studio before, so...
Cool. Yeah, and I noticed with the previous release, you had a lot of reaction from the original artists themselves. I know Fred Durst had you up on stage with them at one of the festivals, and you get acknowledged by these artists. How does that feel when you're doing, their work, essentially, obviously turning it into your own, but to get a reaction from the original writer? How does that feel?
It feels amazing.
It's really, really cool.
It's what we found is. It's been really cool how many artists, both ones we've covered and ones we have yet to cover, who have got really behind the band, like from the word go, almost before the fans did. And I think because what we do is actually technically quite challenging, I think a lot of the musicians have kind of got on board and they've really, really pushed us, which has been amazing. Like you mentioned Poison, which was actually the first song we ever worked on together as a band. So it was always going to be the first song on our album, and we got to meet Alice Cooper back in June at Stone Free Festival, and I think that was incredibly humbling.
Yeah,
being able to tell him the story was.
Sorry, cool. Sorry, I thought you were going to continue speaking. Then that's all right. So.
No, I just drifted off into my own.
I know, I was doing it too. Okay, it was a bit like
memories of Alice Cooper.
Yeah, it was like the Waynesville jiggly. Remember that time we met Alice Cooper, and then both of us just drifted off, staring at the wall, and then I realised that doesn't make for very good radio talking, does it?
No. I had the visuals maybe, but no, that's cool. All right, so so with that, with the festival appearance you've already had, obviously you played Sonosphere. A couple of years back, and also Glastonbury as well. How was that? I mean, obviously in the infancy of the band, if you will, or the group, how did that feel being on those sort of stages early on?
Unbelievable. I mean, we got booked for Sonosphere, and we had no idea until about an hour and a half before it happened that we were going to end up on the main stage with Limp Bizkit. But then, the festival bookings just started rolling in, and we've done Glastonbury 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We did
Download last year.
Isle of Wight was another big one we did this year as well. For the fest. So we're getting to hit lots of different ones, and we've only been doing the festival season for 3 years, and some of them we've done more than once, and some of them we've.
We're moving up the stages now.
Yes.
That's really nice, actually, to be invited back to a festival, and then when you start off right at the very bottom of the T-shirt, and then on the poster,
not even on the T-shirt,
or not even on the T-shirt, on the poster, and then sort of a couple of years later, just sort of seeing that you kind of shifted up into by a couple of stages in some places. We managed to skip the third one, go up to the second one or whatever. It's just
yeah, we had a logo on a festival poster this year. That was pretty big.
Nice. It's nice when you get to that point where you're just not like, the Comic Sans font. You're actually your own.
We're not, and many other acts appearing across the weekend.
Yes. Yeah, exactly that. So speaking of live shows, you've got a UK tour coming up to promote the album. You're playing a lot of the smaller venues through the UK. One of my old haunts, which was the Boiler Room in Guildford. That's where I'm from originally, that kind of area. So,
weird, you too.
Used to frequent those venues. So, yeah, you're doing that obviously to promote your album and things, and then you're going on tour with Status Quo and REO Speedwagon.
Can you imagine such a thing?
I know, it's mad but amazing at the same time. That's a full arena tour, right?
Yeah, that's the O2, that one.
Yeah, how did that come about?
It was a bit weird. Like, again, it was another thing of the band finding us and liking what we do and asking us to come. That's what happened with Steel Panther last year.
Yeah.
Oddly, I interviewed Francis Rossi at the end of last year for a magazine that I used to work for. And got chatting with him, and he was like, and the band came up, and he was like, I've heard of you, and then, and we had a good chat. He had lots of good advice, and then, a few months later, we ended up getting booked for the tour.
Nice.
So, yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be a bit different to Steel Panther, but
you never know. We don't know.
I think Steel Panther's partying is going to pale in comparison to
the Quos. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because you did that tour with Skindred as well, didn't you? Skindred were the other band on that bill, so cool. Yeah, good friends of mine, those guys. So
they're heading your way next week, I believe.
Yeah, they were in. I'm actually based in Tampa. They're not doing it this time round. They did like a 4-day tour of Florida a couple of months ago, and they came to my local venue. So it was nice to sort of meet up with everyone again and sort of, see how they're doing. And it's always good seeing them because they always seem to put on a really good show.
They're masters of it.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I've played venues with them in front of 20 people and in front of like hundreds of people. And both the shows were they felt the same in as much as they managed to get those 20 people to feel like a huge room of people.
They do that.
And they do that, and they're masters of it. So, it was great seeing them just to be a spectator for once and see them play, and it was great. So I can imagine that tour being incredibly fun. So
it was really, really fun, and we've the three of us have known Skindred I've known them for about 10 years, and the three of us have knew them before we went on the tour. So that was really nice for our first arena tour when we were a bit sort of wide-eyed
bit
and
green
but to turn up on the first day and have a bunch of mates sort of saying this way don't touch that.
So with the Lounge Kittens, on the influences front, obviously you're covering these artists, and that obviously plays into your influences side, but with did any of the other sort of like cover acts, the big cover acts like Weird Al or like the Dan Band or Richard Cheese, did they influence you in any way?
Of course. Yeah.
Like the whole thing, I think we've got a lot to sort of thank Richard Cheese for, really. I think that like on paper, I feel like he's like the godfather of the lounge cover, and I think his set lists in places do look quite similar to ours. But we have a thing that we will never ever cover anything that Cheese has done ever, because you never need more than one lounge cover of a metal song. I think
and he's taken so many of the good ones.
He has taken a lot.
I was going to say it's not leaving you much to do.
It is. It just means we have to look harder and
get a bit creative.
Often makes them even funnier because they're not quite the most obvious one that you would think of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we do a Weird Al medley in our live shows, and yeah, massively influenced.
Excellent, cool. I was always curious because obviously there are a couple, and you're one of that group, and I was just wondering how that played with you guys, because I know Richard Cheese he tours the US quite a lot. He never gets over to the UK so often.
No, that's a shame.
I'm hoping to go see him. He's actually playing in Orlando in January, so I'm kind of hoping to get tickets for that. So
it should be a good show.
Yeah. From what I've never seen him live, so it'll be one of those.
Because he tours with like a full band and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So like a completely different experience, and he's got good chat from what I hear as well. It's good chat, good banter.
Banter, yeah, cool.
Song, giggle.
Cool. So I've got a couple of questions left for you guys. These are sort of like questions I ask every person that I interview. So it just sort of, just something to dig into your brain and have some, thought about it and everything. So
All right.
for each of you, this is your 3 top albums that have kind of influenced you in your life and in the musician and person that you've become today.
Oh man,
I didn't say it was easy, so.
There are so many. And it changes all the time as well.
Well, pick one from your youth, the one that really kind of like, either got you into a certain genre or a certain band and has kind of stuck with you.
Queen, Night at the Opera.
Cool.
One of mine, definitely. I think I love Freddie Mercury's voice. And it's always been it's a good challenge, a good vocal exercise trying to sing along to Queen.
Yes.
From a young age. And I think musically it's sort of so interesting, and I like the way I like the progression of Queen throughout the years and all the different things they've done. They've been I'll never tire of Queen.
Cool.
Always some Queen.
I'm gonna go with Green Day's Dookie, because it's possibly the soundtrack to all of our teenage years.
Yep.
What else? Probably like Recovering the Satellites by Counting Crows was the first album I really, really remember singing my heart out to when I was a teenager, and it's probably responsible for me building the power into my voice when I was a twisted, upset teenager and had nothing else to do but screech in my room. What's a really good recent one?
This is such a hard question. I'm just it's bonkers difficult. I think what do I listen to a lot of now? Everything by Major Lazer. I'm absolutely obsessed with Major Lazer.
Okay.
Anything that has anything's got like a good Caribbean or like ragga dancehall kind of beat, just because I love to dance. I'm not like a dancer or anything, but
I think All You Can Eat by Steel Panther's got to be one that's across the board for the three of us.
Yeah, that's true. Now that's like a really big...
Because that was the tour that we supported on them. We were on the road for 5 weeks with them.
We watched every single show as well.
And we watched every show. So that's like the soundtrack to last year to us, really.
Nice. Well, you got 3 each there, so we'll leave it there.
It's an awkward question, super hard.
I mean that one 5 minutes before.
Yeah, give me a chance to look through my iTunes or whatever.
You're like, oh god, I've got to pick cool ones.
Well, most artists I ask tend to cheat. They pick 4 or 5. But you managed to keep it to 3, so, you know.
I could have gone on for ages.
Yeah.
Like, once in the well.
Yeah.
No, I like to sort of like narrow it down, so it's kind of like you can kind of pinpoint certain albums that kind of change certain things for you, so... But yeah, cool. So what are your hobbies away from music? So when you're not out touring, you're not writing, all that kind of stuff, what do you do?
Wait, there's time when we're not doing that? I don't know. My whole life is about the album at the moment.
Now I feel bad for saying stuff because it's like I have time that you don't.
Say it.
I'm a gamer. Like I super love gaming.
Okay.
And I'm super into cartoons, so I watch a lot of cartoons and I play a lot of Xbox.
Cool.
And also, I haven't done it for ages actually, but I was thinking I need to get back into painting. You see a lot of painting. I haven't done that in a long time. Yeah. And I go to the gym and I lift weights.
Yeah.
Like one of those I don't even know how bad I can make my language here.
No, you can say what you want.
It's like, do you even live, bro? That's me. I'm that awful person.
I'm not that. I'm like, I like to run. It clears my mind.
I can't run.
I'm one of those.
My legs are too short. Tired.
I grew up in the theatre, so the theatre is probably my main go-to. But it's mostly music. If I'm not doing music, I'm going to see music. I worked in music for years before the band and during the band. So yeah, if I'm not doing something with the band, I'm usually going to see somebody else's band.
Yeah, every night that you're out, like, is soaking up someone else's band, I'm basically sitting in my pants shooting things with a controller in my lap, not talking to other humans.
What games are you playing at the moment?
At the moment, well, my favourite series, I love the Final Fantasy series. I don't know really that I enjoy the direction it's gone in right now. My more recent games that I am absolutely obsessed with is the Borderlands series.
Okay. Yep.
I love Borders so much, and I play it all the time.
Nice.
And we're actually going to tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going to a gaming summit for the WWE 2K17 game that's coming out.
Yep.
She's taking me gaming.
Zan's my date to a gaming
summit. So not prepared for this. I don't think I'm
like, it's
playing
fine.
the computer games.
I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a button masher. It'll be fine.
Yeah, most of those wrestling games are.
And then we'll watch the wrestling afterwards.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll be fun.
Excellent. So, finally, where can people reach you guys? Where's the best place to find out about the Lounge Kittens?
Everywhere. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. Our YouTube channel is probably the best place to start. Go and watch some videos and see what you like, and then come and buy an album.
Cool.
But the album is available all over the place now. You can get it online everywhere.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time this evening, Zan, Tamia, the pink and the blue one, respectively, on there, the Lounge Kittens. The new album's out, Sequins and C-Bombs, on September 16th. It's going to be available worldwide. So get downloading, pick up a physical copy from their website. And thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day or evening even.
Thank you very much.